What's up? What's up, everyone? So, I'm I'm going to thinking. I'm thinking about it. I'm most likely will do a panel, right? Panel show Wednesday, right? For Wednesday's live stream. So, if you want, that will probably be the panel, right? I'll probably have a few audience guests, followers, what subscribers. They could always, you know, um, enter the live stream. So that will probably be what we do on a Wednesday. Okay. Now tonight will be a pretty, I believe, a pretty controversial live stream. It will be a pretty controversial live stream. I'm going to be, if you, hopefully you guys see my other live stream. I did one with a friend of mine, all right, Average Joe, where I said to him that I believe the black community does not care about their public image. The black community does not care about their public image. The black community is fine with their public image. They don't care. They're fine with how the world views them, right? Because this is the thing, I get it. The black community is not a monolith, but their public image is. The black community's public image is. It is the image is of, what's up, Gladiator? What's up? It is of struggle. It's of victimhood. It's of criminality. It's just a whole bunch of negative, right? Negative stereotypes, negative images. We will be talking about tonight because recently, the whole, if you guys aren't on this side of TikTok, if you are on this side of TikTok, the Ralph Lauren ad campaign has recently released, and it's a clothing that represents black excellence, okay, black class, black wealth, and things like that. And we have a subset of creators, TikTokers, the black community, a subset of the black community hating on it, saying that doesn't represent the black community. And we'll talk about that. We'll be talking about that. Yeah, Gladiator, what's up, my brother? We will be talking about that. So tonight will most likely be a long live, right? So I hope you guys enjoy. If it's controversial, it's controversial, right? If you guys don't like it, I mean, stay tuned on the Wednesday. Then you can call in. We could always talk about those topics as well. Because I'm not sure what, I mean, like, there's not many people who, watch my videos live. So I usually wouldn't get many people that would join a live. So that's why it's hard to, schedule when I will have a panel kind of thing, because I've never done it, right? It will probably be a first. So, I figured, I don't know which one people would want to join in and talk about. So anyway, let's get started. We'll get started. I'm going to start out by showing people what is the image that, in my personal opinion, this is my opinion, right? This is the image of what the world sees. Okay, this is the image of what the world. This is the public image of what the world sees the black community as. So, well, we are going to run through a few clips, few videos of what I believe that the public image of the black community is, what I believe the world sees as the public image of the black community. So we'll be checking that out. Hello, what the heck? All right, so let's check out these couple of clips of what I believe the public image of the black community that the world sees. So let's check it out.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available, with 22 kilograms of baggage included. Book now with Jet2 holidays. Package holidays.
You know, criminality, violence, that is an image.
Hey, real quick, man. Don't ever think just because you got the money that you can buy a house or buy land wherever you like. Especially if you're any type of, race outside of white. Like white Aryan type white, not like Jewish white or any of them other kind of whites. If they don't like you, it's your type of white either. There's this thing called racial covenants that are inside these land deeds that has been active since the 1900s, the 1800s even. So most likely if you get denied for a house, get denied for land, or motherfucker just tell you no, most likely, hey, real quick, man.
The image of victimhood, the image of you're always the victim. The world's always hating on you. It's all you're always have to struggle. You always, right? If you have money, you can't buy land. The world hates you. Another image, right? That the world sees you. It's always complaining, always victimhood. It's never you. Okay, it's the world. It's society's fault. It's never your fault.
Mom, go. Go down the window. Yeah, hit him with the Mom, go. What? What? You wanna go outside? Mom, go.
The image of poor parenting. The image of violence. Kids already learning about violence. The kids already participating on simulated violence. The image of no class, no order, ghetto-ness, ratchetness. These are the image that the world sees, the world believes. This is the public image that is shot out to the world. This is what the world sees or views or thinks when it comes to black people. Now, I'm not doing this to downplay or insult or whatever black people, because I think the black community is the coolest community around. I think they're the coolest community around. I've said this before. I've dated predominantly black women. My best friend is black. My friends, all right, are mostly black. I work in the black community. I care about the black community. But so I will, through this live, through other videos, I'm going to talk about why I'm doing this. Why do I care? Right? Why do I care? Right? It's not that I hate or I'm racist and all that stuff. No, it's that this is what the world sees. Like I said in the please check my older live. I said this is what the world sees of the public image of black people. And I will show you why I said the black community does not care about their public image. They don't care that the world sees them in a negative light. They don't. But they will play victimhood and cry and scream and, you know, protest that the world views them in a negative light. So, but they don't care to change the public image of their community, but they will protest. They will be outraged about other people viewing the community like such.
I'm afraid to go.
This was a little while ago. This was a pretty, I mean, it's gone pretty viral. Okay. But it's interesting and very poignant and sad clips.
To downtown LA at night.
I know, I understand what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Like, I don't even like walking down the street, like, on the daytime. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like walking down the street.
So I met a group of guys over there, like 7 of them, and they all said they showed me tattoos on their hands of M and F. And they kept saying 40s. We're the 40s. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Do you know?
You don't know anything about gaming?
Gaming?
Yeah.
They're gamers?
Are you serious?
I am serious. What do you mean? No, tell me. Because my chat's saying that they were Crips.
They are, yeah, they are.
Are you serious? I just met Crips. I've never met Crips before.
You didn't know?
No.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Yeah, no, those are all gang members right there, yeah. Those are gang members.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They're not as dangerous as they used to be. So, like, the thing about
But
LA...
they were kids, basically.
Huh?
They were like teenagers.
Yeah, they're game bangers. Yeah. You know, sometimes people, they don't have a choice to, like, you know, like, avoid gaming because, like, their family's already game bangers.
Yeah.
So, like, it's something that, like, is passed on. It's like a generational curse, you can say. But, like, you know, like, as long as, like, you know, the fact that they're still in the street means that they haven't done anything horrible.
Right.
Because, like, you know, like, they'll be in jail, period.
But they could end up in that
can,
position
they
as,
can.
I mean, they were all really young, like, as they get older, right?
Yeah.
Don't get involved in that.
Oh, yeah, nah, I'm a businessman.
Okay, good.
I mean, I just came back from church. Come on.
Yeah,
now.
you look dressed very nice.
Thank you. You look dressed very nice as well, Jack.
Thank you. I'm afraid to go to downtown.
It's towards. No, I don't gang bang, bro. No, I don't gang bang, bro.
No, I thought you was that one nigga from Salo that I seen on
I don't gang
Instagram.
bang.
You got
orange on
I don't gang. I don't gang bang. Nah,
I seen you on LA Hood page.
wrong nigga.
You're not from Snowwood.
I don't gang bang.
You're not from
I don't
Snowwood.
gang bang.
You sure?
I don't gang bang.
You're not from Snowwood. You're not from Snowwood. No, you're not from Snowwood. You're not from Snowwood. I swear to God.
Yeah, we don't call niggas fuck Snowwood flat.
He slapped good.
Bro,
who slapped good?
did you just get slapped?
I did.
You just got slapped?
Wow.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
So
good.
sorry.
Yeah, this is LA. I'm gonna make it out though. I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What the fuck?
No, it's all good. It's towards. It's all good. I'm gonna catch you though.
I'm really sorry.
It's all good.
Wait, do you want to get my Instagram?
I thought you already gave it.
Alright, bye. I don't know. I feel so bad. I'm gonna go to my car. Wait, I'm actually gonna cry. I can't believe that just happened. That's really upsetting. No, but he was. No, he was really nice though, and they just ganged up on him for nothing. I just can't believe that just happened. I'm like in shock.
It's all good.
Violence, criminality, bullying, abuse. You know, the lack of accountability, the no desire to be better. Seems like a nice young man. Shit like that destroys other black young men. It does. Again, this is the public image. This is no it's funny that we have BLM, we have protests if a police officer harms a black person, but we don't have protests, we don't have organizations, we don't have anything to stop things like that, to get rid of gangs in your neighborhood, to get rid of it, to stop it, to stop steering young black men into that kind of world. No class, no decorum, no respect. It is tiring a lot of times to see that happening, right? That happening to young black men. It really is. It is depressing to see that the world. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the public image. This is the image. This is I believe, the actual issues. We're not changing, okay, how the world sees the black community. We're not changing how actual, right, struggling youth are affected. We're not changing because we don't care, right? People don't care, or they don't care enough, or they're not doing actions. Then there's no words to it. So, but this is what I'm talking about. These images, these clips, are what I'm showing. What I'm saying is that this is the image. These are the image, the public image that the world sees of the black community, and there is no fight to change that public image. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, where now we're trying to change it. Now because tonight I'm going to be showing videos that I'm surprised with. I am like amazed, and I'm gonna hopefully I'm gonna be learning some stuff too. That I'm amazed by, actual trying to change the public image. So let's check it out. Okay, so these couple videos were interesting. Black elites, black class, black a better, or in my opinion, a more proper, right, a nicer public image of black people. And this is the campaign by Ralph Lauren. Let's check it out.
I'm not your stylist, but Ralph Lauren in Oak Bluffs isn't just a collection, it's a quiet tribute. Oak Bluffs has been a sanctuary for black families since the 19th century, a place of refuge, joy, and legacy. This capsule honors that history. Blazers embroidered with family crests, soft cable knit sweaters, crisp linens, each piece carries the dignity and tradition of generations. Ralph Lauren partnered with Martha's Vineyard Museum and local families to tell a story rooted in respect and truth, not trend. These clothes don't just dress the body, they hold memory, resilience, and belonging. This is more than fashion. It's history you can wear, and I am happy to be a part of it. I'm not your style.
Ralph Lauren is back at it again as he releases his Oak Bluffs collection, an exploration of the black community that lived and summered in Martha's Vineyard. Now, this is an expansion of the 2022 Morehouse and Spelman College collections, which you might remember, with Ralph Lauren for Oak Bluffs imagining what those young collegiate kids might...
Oak Bluffs is home. I was gonna say that. Oak Bluffs is home.
I was gonna say that.
Sorry.
Black people were able to be here, be free, build a community, and that legacy has lived on.
My aunt, she's 90 years old and lives on the island full time. And she was doing her morning walk and she looked over and MLK just did one of those quick hellos.
Being here, it allowed me, like I said, to unburden myself and to be relaxed.
The fact that I get to do that same walk, my friends live on that same street, it's just so cool.
We all still convene here every August, and we're 30 years old now, right? And we've been doing it since we were 2, some of us.
There's joy and grandparents that are relaxing and multi-generational experiences that warm our hearts and make it hard for everybody to go home when they have to.
Complete this sentence and include the whole sentence. Oak Bluffs is.
I think we can all agree that blackness is not a monolith. And as a black girl from New England, I personally love the Ralph Lauren collection. People, black people specifically, do dress like this. It's just not true that black people don't dress like this or don't live like this. I am literally from Rhode Island. And so I appreciate this aesthetic because it's practical for the lifestyle that I grew up with. I am not saying I'm rich, I'm not saying that I'm wealthy, but these are the clothes that I like to wear. And these are the clothes that are popular. It also diminishes like the experience of black people who have managed to rise above this station in life that we have been assigned, and diminishes their successes. Personally, I love dressing like this. This is my everyday look, especially in like the fall or the winter, because that's what I grew up seeing. It's also like not extremely hard to afford these objects. Somebody was saying we stole. Who's we? We did not steal anything. So on that note, I love the collection. I think it's cute. I think that blackness deserves to be seen in these higher upper echelons in a way that it's not typically focused. Anyway, that's just my opinion. You guys.
And this is the thing. You see the last few videos, last few clips. The energy is different comparative to the other clips I've shown you, right? And that's what I'm talking about. This is what that's why I want to show it, because I think it's amazing. Okay, the actual image that it's needed, right? It's needed to show of the community that is constantly shown in a negative light, where we don't have in media, the Tyler Perry shit. We don't have the class, okay, the culture, the the wealth, just the energy that's so different. It is such counter to what I showed you before. Such an amazing actual image. The energy is different, okay? And I get it. I mean, the other part is, part of the culture too. It's, it's part of all of this is, I'm not saying, one without the other does not, necessarily make black culture as a whole, right? I mean, they're all resulted in what we have today. But for me, what I see is that there's not enough counter programming. There's not enough counter program. There's not enough showing the other side. And then the problem is that, I'm going to talk about the problem a little bit, but I mean, what I see is that what I'm talking about before in my other videos, where there was never, or there's rarely a care about what is shown of black people, right? What is pushed out as a public image. We have rap, okay? We have, movies and TV that honestly, it always usually paints such a negative image of the black community. And there is rarely, in my opinion, ever a fight against it. It's constantly, like I showed you, the first, all the bunch of the clips in the beginning, that is what is shown in our medias, our entertainment, our TVs, our movies. That is the image of black people. You don't get the image like what I've been showing you, the image of how Ralph Lauren is showing. More class, more toned down, not loud, not crass, more demure, just more proper, not too outrageous. And sometimes, in my personal opinion, it's needed for balance. That's the thing. It's needed for balance. And there isn't enough of that. We're constantly shown the negative sides, or just one side that honestly builds a negative view. So I just think that's been a detriment. and why I have believed that the black community, although they're not a monolith, their public image is. Their public image is. Because their public image is what I showed you in the beginning. That is what the world sees and believes, you know, of the black community. And that is that's a detriment. Because you don't get this, right? This image enough of
Oak Bluff.
you don't get this image enough for the world to see, to experience. And then the world will think that, wow, you know what? The black community isn't actually a monolith, right? The black community isn't about, street gangs, isn't about violence, isn't about criminality, isn't about, ghetto-ness, ratchetness. The black community isn't about, pants to the floor, isn't about, baby mama craziness, isn't about struggle, victimhood, isn't about all those negativities. That's what I'm saying. It is about also class. It is also about, not being too crazy and loud and off the wall and shit like that. That is part of it too. And that's what I'm talking about. This right here counters the popular public image of the black community. This is what here is needed. And then, well, this is what's needed. Okay, so I was talking about, how the Ralph Lauren, doing Oak Bluff, showing black wealth, black, class, supposedly black elitism, but I don't know. False, nonsense. The propaganda is propagated for the purpose of scapegoating and justifying the human rights violation that all of you take part in committing. What is the Warrior Scholar? What's up? So, what is the justifying the human rights violation that people commit? I really want to know. Please enlighten me. I'm always down for to be educated. Because again, that statement you just made, okay, nonsense. The propaganda is populated for the purpose of scapegoating and justifying the human rights violation that all of you take part in committing. Victimhood, right there in my comment, right? And that's what I'm talking about. That is the image that the black community wants to propagate, wants to push out victims. Everyone is at fault, not me, okay? The world is against me. The world is keeping me down. The white man, right? The white man is keeping me down. Not me, right? I'm not doing nothing. Okay, I'm not doing nothing. It's not my fault. It's the world. It's the rest of you. It's all of you that are keeping me down. Victimhood. That's the problem I see more in what I'm talking about tonight. It is constantly saying the world is the at fault, not me. No accountability. No accountability. Always seeing yourself as the victim, not the person who is, you know what? Maybe you are doing it to yourself. Maybe you are doing it to yourself. I mean, that's my view. Obviously, Warrior Scholar disagrees. It is what it is. See, this is insane. Qualify. What makes someone qualified? Because you have to be black? Because you have to be black to be qualified? Or you have to have an education? Because here's the thing. I do have my degrees. Pathological liar. Nothing you said have shown that I lied. Where's your proof? There's really, you said nothing specific. Please do it. Right? Please say, like, I love when people say that, they say certain things, but they give no examples. No, that's not your view. That's the standard Ku Klux Klan. In 2025, please tell me, how's the Ku Klux Klan affecting your life right now? Again, this is the thing. The need to be a victim. The need to be a victim, it is tiring. It is really tiring that we have so many people needing to be a victim, seeing themselves as a victim. It is sad. It really is sad. But let's play the video.
How you present it to me. Black elitism got to get the fuck the same way white supremacy does. I don't give a fuck how you present it to me. I don't care. James Jeter just dropped his second collection with Polo Ralph Lauren. The first one, Morehouse and Spelman, HBCUs were the craze. Totally get it. That was a layup. I understand. Now we're in, the second collection is based off of
Later, American Dream.
Bluff. The only section in Martha's Vineyard where black people could gather and do their thing. Cool. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I do not want a black all-American story when it comes to Polo Ralph Lauren, because that is not how we and people who look like me have engaged with Polo Ralph Lauren. It's never been about some elite bourgeoisie shit. We stole that shit.
Here's the thing where, see, Warrior Scholar says, there you go, parroting classic clan defense mechanism. You know, it's really tiring for a community that I find a strong community constantly paint themselves as a victim. Literally, tell me what. Do you have a victim shaming Jewish people? What am I? It's like, what are the Jewish, just tell me. I mean, like, I don't see videos of Jewish people acting like victims. So I really, show me, and then I will, you know, have an opinion on it. Me personally, I don't see those images. I don't see those videos.
Like the thing.
If it's tiring, well, the great thing about online content, you don't have to watch. It's just that you're weak. That's the problem. You are weak. You don't know how to stand on your 2 feet. You have to blame everybody besides yourself. It's really just sad.
That you are creating, the things that you are trying to create, the things that, oh, like this is black excellence or black elite or whatever. We stole that shit. That is not how we engage with Polo Ralph Lauren. And for you, and while I feel like you are overly qualified to sit at the seat as creative director, you must tell these people, if you are going to leverage my blackness to help your company, we have to do it how black people have done it. At some point, you got to recognize the lowlifes. At some point, you got to recognize these other groups of people who look like us, how we were. It was a rebel for us to wear these things. It was a rebellion to the American dream, to the all-American standard. We stole that shit. And for us who are using our dollar to buy polo, at best, we're talking about a Macy's Dillard level. And for most of us, it's a Marshalls and Ross level. You have to get, if you are going to sit at the creative director seat, you got to understand, like, the access is at that Macy's Dillard level and down. We gonna steal that shit up there. That $600 jacket, the booster's back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this like to promote, you know what I'm saying, nefarious behavior and shenanigans. I'm saying it because that's how we engage with this shit. We did not engage with this shit on some like, oh, like, we don't give a fuck. Like, none of that shit is what we give a fuck about. And it's kind of disingenuous that you're trying to pass it on. Like, that's crazy as fuck to me. Black elitism.
So in a video, right? Like I said, in a video that is really hating on this campaign that shows black people in a more positive light. Okay? A campaign that shows black culture, black people in a positive light, more class, more demure, more just an image of wealth. An image of wealth. We have here a creator that is talking about, this is not the image of black people. The image of black people is stealing it, right? Like, stealing it. He said low life, right? Black people as low life. Okay? It's not representative of black people, because the representative of black people is poverty, struggle, right? Rebellion, I agree with that, but that's the thing where I find that a very sad view of what you see as your community. And this is the thing. This is the thing. That is what the world also sees. That is what the world also sees. So he's out of his mouth. He's telling you how the world views the black community as thieves, as criminals, as lowlives. That's something I don't want. That is why I said why I love this campaign ad is promoting, it's showcasing a different side that, you know what? It's not shown enough. It's not shown enough. But what he's saying, that's the side that is constantly shown of the black community, constantly propelled, constantly perpetuated. That is the popular view of the black community. That is what's creating the monolith. I've said this, the black people, right? Black people are not a monolith. The sad part is, it is the public image. The black image, the black community's image, that is the monolith. The monolith is what he's saying, right? Thievery, criminality, low life, struggle, right? Struggling, rebellion. The rebellion, okay, I agree with that, okay? But the other part, it's very sad. Shit like that is just sad. That's how you view your community. And again, that is how the world also views your community. And that is why I said, and I've said this other times, why the black community does not care about their public image. They do not care about their public image. And I think that is sad. That is sad. Because at the end of the day, then you just blame everyone else. You don't want to change the public image. You don't want to make any fixes. You don't want to do things to actually enact changes in the community. You don't. Just like what I'm seeing, right, with commenters, it's always blaming on others. It's always others. And it's always like, you know what? When someone is trying to make change, the Ralph Lauren thing, okay, is trying to make a change, trying to add a different narrative that is already existing in the black community. You fight against it. You complain about it. You say that's not the image of the black community. And I think that's sad. Great. Show me it. I mean, to be honest, is like, Helap, all you're doing is just know how to insult people. And again, that is that is the image, right? That is this right here in the comment section. It is kind of an image, kind of the image of, let's say, the black community, where you don't have the ability to articulate anything. I'm not scared to show, discourse, right? I'm not scared to show discourse.
Same way white.
I don't mind. Because I don't expect people to always agree with me. I don't. The problem I find is that it's weak arguments. It's really weak arguments. This is a thing where there's no good arguments. All the people who are in the comment section who disagree with me, all they know how to do, okay, is shirk accountability, push blame, and insult. That is it. That is it. They don't know how to say anything of meaning. They don't know how to say anything of meaning. And that is what the world sees. Okay? That is how and I think it's sad. I do think it's a sad thing. Birth of the Nation. Are you're talking about a movie? I've said this, right? I've said that there is not enough counter programming. There's not enough imagery of other things. Projecting what? What makes you qualify? Okay? What makes you qualify just because you're black? Because here, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, right? This is all my opinion. We have so many things where's the black people that are actually caring? There's not that. It's not. It's not that. I don't think it's that. What is it? That many. But that's my personal view. Disagree or not, I'm up for it. Let me do something. So black scholars. I don't read a whole lot of black literature, but I mean, so not reading enough black literature. Here's the thing where I find it funny. Not many people do read a whole lot of that. Not many people do. What hoods have you visited and witnessed to speak on? I mean, I don't know if you guys know Philly, right? I live in Kensington. I've been there. I've done that. Please tell me what victimhood is. What victimhood is? In my personal opinion, it's always pretty much making you, well, it's like it's that everyone is at fault, right? Everyone's at fault. You're not to blame. You're not to blame. Someone is hurting you, someone is attacking you, someone's going after you, and you have nothing to do with it, right? You are always at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's not your fault. It's someone else doing that to you. That means that a lot of people are, that means not a lot of people are qualified. Well, then, you know what? To be honest, probably is, right? Probably not a lot of people are qualified, but this is something that people also have to understand. Not how the internet works. Not how the internet works. You do not need to be a scholar to have an opinion. So, no, that's just how it is. Because here's the thing where I'm showing you videos of people with opinions. I'm doubtful that these people would read that much, Yes, I'm Asian.
So I looked up the Oak Plus Ralph Lauren collection, and this is what you guys are being black elitist and classist over. But I'm not surprised because in my experience, I found. So I looked up the Oak Plus Ralph Lauren collection, and this is what you guys are being black elitist and classist over. But I'm not surprised because in my experience, I found the bar to entry to start perpetuating classist and elitist points when you're black is so low that once you get a little degree and a little bit of money, you start punching down on people that you'll call the Tyler Perry lifestyle, single mother on welfare, Section A, low-income blacks in the inner city ghettos, etc., etc. Because there's no reason that you're punching down.
I hate it. Dre Logic. How do you feel about black children growing up in Kensington, witnessing the community and everything? I hate it. I've had mothers coming to me and cry that their son gets killed in shooting violence. I've had mothers cry to me that their son dies in prison. Okay. I've had mothers cry to me that their son dies of drugs. Whether you think I'm racist or not, whether you hate me or not, whether you think about my logic or not, it's that I experience it every day. I see the sadness. I see the hurt that I see around the people that I've been around, and it gets me. I'm tired. I'm tired of what is hurting the black community, and certain things I view that it's not helping. That's what I believe. Trevor, Asian people did not get reparation. I think that was the Japanese. And here's the thing with reparations. It is easier to get reparation from people who actually been harmed. No one in my comment section has been slaves. No one, right? None of them. Not a single one in my comment section can say that they were a slave. Not a single one. So really, talking about reparation, I have my own opinions on that. I think that's whatever it is. You and your fellow Klan proxies are merely parroting prepackaged white supremacy. Yeah, white supremacy. Another way to are you affected by it? Trevor? Here's the thing where we'll be talking about this, right? Black elitism, black guys. Are you affected? Can I tell you? Can I ask you? Is ancestors as a slave, has that stopped you from having an investment account? Has that stopped you from having a high yield savings account? Has it stopped you from, not committing any kind of crimes? Has it stopped you from, saving, budgeting, not spending your money? Actually trying to create wealth. Has it? I doubt it. You also got really? I'm pretty sure the civil rights bills were before the anti-hate. I'm pretty sure of that.
People over 100.
Dr. Logic, you said who brought the drugs in the black communities? Bringing drugs does not equal forcing you to take them. This is the thing what I'm talking about. It's about accountability. It's like, this is the thing where let's not be foolish. Who's also dealing that? Okay? Yo, Alvi, who's dealing it? That's the thing where we don't recognize accountability. I've always been a straight issue with accountability. You control your own actions.
$50 t-shirts, $400 sweaters, and $80 ball caps. When you actually step back and compare yourself to your other counterparts, your non-black counterparts, a lot of you guys are average at best. But then when you get into black spaces and with black community.
Here's the thing, right? You said 50 years of nationwide arson by whites local, the police department, and National Guard stopped blacks from getting generational wealth you didn't deal with for 50 years. Guess what? Immigrants, right? Who hasn't been here for 50 years have already started generational wealth. Immigrants, they came here poor. Immigrants did not come here wealthy. Immigrants did not come here wealthy. And they have already been creating generational wealth. All you need generational wealth is just one generation. Your parents, right? Your parents needed to have been working hard, needed to be saving, needed to be investing, right? Needed to be budgeting. All you need for generational wealth is one generation. That is it. All you need for generational wealth is one generation. That is it. Again, it is victimhood. It is shirking, right? Shirking accountability. It is constantly victimhood. It's the white man. It's the white man. And that mentality is not helping the black community.
Then you start flexing and bringing down on people. And this is my problem with black elitism, classism. So all my low income folks, get behind me, because there's a lot of things we need to address with these people. Like, there's a black person right now that you guys would call ghetto and not the target demographic of the Oaks Bluff collection, wearing clothes more expensive than that. So the idea that this collection is like super exclusionary and like...
Trevor, you said you get loans for stores in our communities that you don't have to pay back. Stop, bro. Who do you think we get loans from? Who do you think we get loans from? From other Asian people, not from white people. And you said your communities. No, it's minority communities. Okay? They're Hispanics that live in poverty communities. Poor Asian people live in actual said communities. Our government. No, Asian people off the boat aren't getting loans from Chase, from JP Morgan, from Goldman Sachs. They're not getting loans from banks like that. No. Prove it. Okay? As an Asian person, I've seen it. We've gotten loans. We borrowed money from each other. Right? That is community. That is community. We're not going, because this is the thing. We're not wanting, Asian people, we don't want to pay interest. We don't want to pay interest. So it is stupid coming to another country poor and then getting a loan from the government where you have to pay interest. Again, you are not, this is the problem where always the victim, never trying to learn, educate, okay? Borrow, help out each other. This is the problem where there's a lack of community.
For a select crowd of people, it just really goes to show that the bar to entry to start, acting like you better than other people when you're black is so low. And that's my
American dream. Thank you. Yeah, I said it. One generation can create generational wealth. One. You don't need, a dozen. You don't need 3, 4, 5. Okay? One generation. Your parents could have created generational wealth. Your parents. Creating generational wealth is not that you got to pass down $1 million, right? You got to pass down something. That's how you start creating generational wealth. So the next generation is not burdened even more. Yes, I've said this before. I do not discredit, right, the history of Black Americans. I do not discredit it. What I'm trying to fight against, right? What I try to fight against is the idea of victimhood. Yes, the struggle is real. 50 years of of being put down is real. But holding on to that, how's that changed the Black community now? How's that help? Because in my comment section, full of victims, full of people who are hurt, who blame the white man, who continue to blame the white man. It's just more sad.
Dang, like a lot of you guys 1-2 generations removed from poverty. A white person cannot walk around here with that kind of air of classism and elitism, knowing that their mom was poor, that their grandparents were poor. But when you're black and you get a degree and you get a little salary, all of a sudden now it's like, oh, I can't relate to them people. That's not my experience. That's not my lifestyle. And that's my issue. I think with white people, the wealth gap between the haves and the have-not is so.
I get it, Trevor, but Asian people don't have a city. Asian people don't have a city, yet they're prospering. I mean, I don't know what your argument is trying to prove. I don't discredit the history of the Black community. I never do. I've never done that. I don't discredit it. What I'm saying is holding on to the history, right? Learning from it, okay? Knowing it is a good thing, right? Knowing it, learning from it is a good thing. Holding on to it does not help. Does not change anything. Okay? Has it, I mean, like, if any of you guys in the comment section, if you guys saying that you guys make 80K, 90K, 100K, then you guys you guys literally shown that you guys are different. You guys have made, have changed the narrative. If you guys in the comment section have done well financially, well, you are the proof that, what you're saying is not affecting you now. Now, if you guys in the comment section, a Chinatown, Chinatown is pretty much a couple blocks. It's a neighborhood. It's not a city. Chinatown isn't a city. It's a couple blocks. It's a couple blocks that, it's no different than a Black neighborhood. It's just that you think differently. Every city has a Chinatown. Guess what? What does that mean? Every city has a neighborhood filled of Asian people. Whoop-de-doo. Asian people that, are selling and providing services to other Asian people. Something that every community can do.
So large that the people who have the haves, at least the classes, they have somewhat a little bit more decorum than a lot of y'all Black people. My other issue with Black elitism and classism is the use of educational status to bring down other people, to flex on other people, and to exclude people from your circles. And this came up in the Oak Bluff discourse because there are some collaborations with historical Black colleges and universities. And my thing is, when you guys use these degrees, and I'm gonna put a disclaimer here because you guys always love to like take points where I'm not going. I'm not bringing down anybody obtaining education, but a lot of you guys, I think you need to take a step back and look at the statistics of the schools that you're using to flex on other people. Some of y'all schools, I'm not gonna name them, got 50 to 60% acceptance rates, okay? 60% of people graduate, 40% of the class is dropping out. The median salary after graduation is $33,000. After 5 years, it only goes up to $65,000. And you're using this to bring down Black people that don't have degrees. The whole time, the Black person you're bringing down is making more money than you. There's literally sanitation workers, firefighters, tradesmen who did not go to university or college making more money than you. But somehow you walk around here with these 50% acceptance rates, degrees, to bring down other people. When if you take a step back, if you were not Black, if you were a white person, an Asian person, Latino, you would not be flexing degrees from comparable PWIs if they had those statistics. But when it comes to Black people, you're going to use every little thing you can to bring down other Black people. So if you're a Black person,
in my opinion, it's like that is not bringing down other Black people. It's showing, a narrative that other Black people don't see often. Black wealth, Black class, okay, Black prosperity. It's showing you a narrative, a view of Black culture that is not about victimhood. It's not about struggle. It's not about blaming the white man. It's about prospering. It's about not struggling. That is the thing. Yo, big bars. That is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. It's showing you that, you know what? This image, it's not the common public image is not the only image. The Ralph Lauren is showing you, wow, this is the other side that, you know what, you can attain, that it's, that it is in the Black community as well. Wealth.
Person who went to like Yale with a 5% acceptance rate, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. While I don't agree with using education to flex and be elitist and classist, I could understand how that degree will have you walking around here thinking, you better than other people, you doing something. But some of y'all with these degrees where the average acceptance rate is 50%. And
having a degree or not does not prove much. It's showing you what you do with it. If these people, okay, use whatever degree, 50%, however they got the degree, and they use that degree to actually earn a living, earn wealth, who cares, right? So what?
And the graduates are failing, and they're not getting jobs, and they're only getting $33,000 if they do get a job. I want y'all to settle down a little bit, okay? Because if we start getting into statistics and numbers, I don't know what you flexing. And as a Black professional that works in New York City, you start to run into a lot of these folks in the spaces they're in. And I've never really connected with them, and I never really clicked with them. You start to get a good sense of when you're dealing with another Black classist or elitist person. And it's really telling when you're like at a networking event, a conference event, industry event, and you see another Black person, because sometimes a lot of these events, there's not many other Black people. And you go up to them and thinking, this could be a potential connection, a potential friend. And you start interacting with them and you realize, oh, this is just another transactional Black elite or classist person. I guess I'm telling you, like, once you start getting these spaces, I feel like there's not really a sense of like Black community or like Black unity that I find you have in like lower middle income spaces. For a lot of these people, it's so transactional. It's like, can I flex on you? Can you give me something? And it's like, why can't we just connect as another Black person in this industry? It's like, why does the conversation die when you find out I didn't go to HBCU, I didn't do a Jack and Jill type program, I didn't have a similar upbringing to you, I came from a different socioeconomic background. Oh, now we can't talk? Like, why can't we talk about the music we like, the food we like, what's your hobbies? No, it's so, guys, I know I can explain this on a TikTok, but when you start interacting with these people, it's so transactional and it's very off-putting. So a lot of you Black people who are like lower income, middle income, who are trying to like defend these people or like try to be like aspirationally connected to them, I'm letting you guys know, once you start getting in these spaces, and And it's so telling when you interact with another person at that event. It could be a third-time Harvard graduate, doesn't even work for money. This is all fun for them. And somehow we're clicking and connecting because you know why? They're having a conversation to get to know you. There's no strings attached. It's no transactional aspect, right? Because even though we got nothing in common, I got nothing in common with this person. We're having a conversation and it's flowing because they actually want to get to know you, you know, or you interact with another person who might be like, you know, a white person's first generation and somehow we're clicking, right? But then you go to, you know, the Jack and Jill black people and it's like, oh, why is the air so stiff? Why are you like looking around trying to find the next person to talk to? Like, why are you giving me this energy? I don't know. And that's my problem with black classicalism. It's summed up in this video. So I looked up.
Here's the thing where, it is tiring where you want to live in your struggle. You want to live in your struggle. You don't want to push yourself to improve. But, you know, that is my view. That is my view. Well, I mean, Alvy, again, it's, you know, not everyone. I'm not saying that everyone needs to like the clothes. You know, but I mean, for me, right? It's not necessarily about the clothes. It's about the ideology, in my personal opinion. The campaign has given, right? It's given a different perspective, given a different image of the black community, and that's the thing where that's what I say that there's not enough. There's not enough of counter programming, where you see the image of wealth, of class, of not the victims, not the people who are constantly blaming the white man, constantly living in struggle. That's what I'm talking about. And I think that's, you know, the important thing. Yeah, I mean that's my thing, right? If you guys didn't see the beginning of the show, I was showing like clips of how the world sees, right? The public image that the world sees of the black community. And this is why I love the Ralph Lauren campaign, because it shows you counter programming. It shows you an image that, you know what, you don't get to see often. Okay? Because again, you constantly see of the public black image. Well, we're going to show you this.
I'm gonna just go ahead and post this video for we ain't not a monolith ass niggas. First of all, shut the fuck up. Just because you watch anime, just because you like art, it doesn't make you any fucking different. We are all oppressed by the same people. We are all oppressed by the same system. Therefore, I know when I go to sleep, you're worried about the same shit I'm worried about. When I wake up, you're worried about the same shit that I'm worried about. You may cope with it different, you may maneuver it differently, but we all have to figure it the fuck out. And in this country, we are all looked at as a body, a battery, and labor. That makes us a monolith. Everything you do in between, shut the fuck up about it. I'm gonna just go ahead.
That right there, the mindset. And that's the thing where I don't disagree. I've said this before. I think the black community is one of the coolest communities. But here's the thing. Where's no counter programming? Yeah, when you hear hip hop, what do you see? Right? Bitches and hoes, right? Money like that. Whole bunch of booty shaking. That's the public image, right? That is the image that is pushed out to the world. And in my personal opinion, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Yeah, I mean,
Post this video for we are not a monolith ass niggas. First of all, shut the fuck up. Just because you watch anime, just because you like art, it doesn't make you any fucking different. We are all oppressed by the same people. We are all oppressed by the same system. Therefore, I know when I go to sleep, you're worried about.
But here's my thing. I in my personal opinion, I do think, the black community is a monolith in a sense, right? The public image of the black community. But here's the thing where, Alva, you said has a point. I see that too, but here's the thing where his point doesn't actually make sense too. Like he said, that experience, other cultures experience that as well. Other culture experiences as well. So really, it's, in my opinion, just another one that goes for insults. Again, weak arguments. It just goes for insults.
The same shit I'm worried about. When I wake up, you're worried about the same shit that I'm worried about. You may cope with it different, you may maneuver it differently, but we all have to figure it the fuck out. And in this country, we are all looked at as a body, a battery, and labor.
Again, everyone is looked at as labor. Okay, again, not everyone is in the top percentile. So every group of people is looked as labor. I mean, so that's why I was like, I don't disagree with his point, but it's very narrow. And again, it's using the mindset of, struggle. Like I said, it's always a struggle.
That makes us a monolith. Everything you do in between, shut the fuck up about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and.
So this
Here's a video that I love, right? This woman speaking statistics, speaking facts.
simple mathematical fact is only 17% of Black Americans live below the poverty line, which means 83% of Black Americans are working class, middle class, upper middle class.
No, that's not true. Warrior Scholar, no, that ain't true.
Or upper class. The majority of Black Americans are completely fucking normal, and we were not raised in a ghetto aesthetic. We do not follow a ghetto aesthetic. We do not care to be labeled or to perpetuate the stereotypes that the media and the loudest among us like to think. The majority of Black Americans are doing well, do not live in poverty, and are succeeding in Black excellence, just like everybody else in this country. I'm so sick and tired of everybody acting like all Black Americans were raised in the ghetto. Like we all follow this weird ghetto aesthetic. Like we all want to live this weird ghetto trash lifestyle. Only 17% of us grew up in poverty. That is it. That is a very small number that grew up below the poverty line, or poverty lower. So at this point in time, it stands to reason the rest of us grew up pretty fairly normal, are living the American dream the best that we can, just like every other group. It is time to move beyond victimhood and time to understand that it is a mindset, that the majority of Black Americans are highly successful, just like all of the other groups of individuals. Why do we keep perpetuating these super harmful victimhood ghetto aesthetic is completely beyond me, because that is not how the majority of Black Americans are living. So the simple mathematics.
I love that. I love that. And who takes up the most space in the American job? She's right. I agree. This is the problem where there's not enough counter programming. There's not enough to show the difference. And that's why, again, why I love the whole Ralph Lauren campaign. It is showing you that stop seeing the Black community in the lens of struggle, in the lens of victimhood, in the lens of always being the underdog, or always at the bottom of the totem pole, or always, you know what, in the negative light. What she said was amazing, in my opinion.
Medical fact is only 17% of Black Americans live below the poverty line, which means 83% of Black Americans are working class, middle class, upper middle class, or upper class. The majority of Black Americans are completely fucking normal, and we were not raised in a ghetto aesthetic. We do not follow a ghetto aesthetic. We do not care to be labeled or to perpetuate the stereotypes that the media and the loudest among us like to think. The majority of Black Americans are doing well, do not live in poverty, and are succeeding in Black excellence, just like everybody else in this country. I'm so sick and tired of everybody acting.
Alvy, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. I figured you're always busy, my brother. You're always busy. So I would have loved it. I would have loved, you know, to co-host.
Like all Black Americans were raised in the ghetto. Like we all follow this weird ghetto aesthetic. Like we all want to live this weird ghetto trash lifestyle. Only 17% of us grew up in poverty. That is it. That is a very small number that grew up below the poverty line, or poverty lower. So at this point in time, it stands to reason the rest of us grew up pretty fairly normal, are living the American dream the best that we can, just like every other group. It is time to move beyond victimhood and time to understand that it is a mindset.
What she just said, she just dropped gems. Move beyond victimhood. This is the mindset. Right? I'm sorry. A lot of people in my comment section, you are poisoned by this mindset. It is the victimhood mindset. Her talking makes her hotter. Big bars. Yep.
That the majority of Black Americans are highly successful, just like all of the other groups of individuals. Why do we keep perpetuating these super harmful victimhood ghetto aesthetic is completely beyond me, because that is not how the majority of Black Americans are living. So the simple...
I agree. Right? Albie said it. Her point is the people are programmed to believe Black people aren't nothing and trying to hurt you. Exactly. And that's, again, that goes back to my point where why I care, or why I love the whole Ralph Lauren campaign. It's showing you something different. It's showing you that Black people aren't the stereotypes that the world believes them in. I showed you the beginning of the stream of what the world sees when they think about Black people. And I showed you the countering that Ralph Lauren's campaign is doing and why it's amazing, because it's counteracting it. It's showing you that, you know what, that isn't the only image of Black people, right? That is not the only image of Black people. Isn't victims, isn't struggles, right? Isn't struggles. It's also wealth. It's also, integrity. It's also morality. There's so much more. And that's why I say, that's why it's important to show counter programming, and why it's tiring. And that's amazing. See, Trevor, that is amazing. Yeah? I live in a 400K duplex with a paid mortgage, retired at 35. So what are you talking about? I'm talking about you are, despite all the history you talk about, right? Despite all the history that so many other people are talking about. Look at that. This man, Black man, right? Succeeding. And now ability to create generational wealth with one generation. Literally no victimhood there, right? Not carrying the shackles of victimhood on his back. Well, Trevor, whatever you say, if you believe that, cool. Because if I'm stopping you, right? Trevor, if I'm stopping you from, retiring at 35, if I've stopped you, right? Gaining a 400K property, if I stopped you from that, then yes, I'm the enemy. Because it doesn't look like a white man has stopped you from doing that. It doesn't look like anyone has stopped you from doing that. And that's the problem. So it is the constant need to, there's always an enemy, right? Literally, it's sad that that's what you believe, Trevor. There's always an enemy. There's always a villain. There's always a villain in my story. And I believe probably, the Warrior believed that too. The people are programmed by who? Ralph. The people are programmed, right? By everything. Social media, entertainment, online rhetoric. This is the thing. Because 1 out of how many people? That's the problem. We don't have enough people, right? Thinking past that. Not always constantly thinking about the struggle, constantly thinking about the victim. And you said 1 out of how many? Did you not listen to what she said?
Fact is, only 17% of Black Americans live below the poverty line.
17% of Black Americans live below the poverty line.
Which means 83% of Black Americans are working class, middle class, upper middle class, or upper class. The majority of Black Americans are completely fucking normal, and we were not raised in a ghetto aesthetic. We do not follow a ghetto aesthetic. We do not care to be labeled or to perpetuate the stereotypes that the media and the loudest among us like to think. The majority of Black Americans are doing well, do not live in poverty, and are succeeding in Black excellence, just like everybody else in this country. I'm so sick and tired of everybody acting like all Black Americans were raised in the ghetto. Like, we all follow this weird ghetto aesthetic. Like, we all want to live this weird ghetto trash lifestyle. Only 17% of us grew up in poverty. That is it. That is a very small number that grew up below the poverty line, or poverty lower. So at this point in time, it stands to...
But you going with TV, right? There's always, not social media, but there's always been media. That's the thing. There's always been media.
Reason. The rest of us grew up pretty fairly...
Movies, TVs. I mean, like, rap is not, rap has been there. You're seeing the images from news, from TV. That's the thing. Again, there is no counter programming. There's no image to show, the community and other people the difference. Propaganda, yes.
Normal, are living the American dream the best that we can, just like every other group. It is time to move beyond victimhood and time to understand that it is a mindset. That the majority of Black Americans are highly successful, just like all of the other groups of individuals. Why do we keep perpetuating these super harmful victimhood ghetto aesthetic is completely beyond me, because that is not how the majority of Black Americans are living.
They've become so accustomed to seeing Black people in one way, which is poverty-stricken, be a single-parent household, not having much, having to steal, which I heard somebody came out and say, we don't actually buy Ralph Lauren, we're stealing the Ralph Lauren. That is...
Yo, Artie, you came on a very hot button tonight.
Is not the entirety of the Black experience. For the Martha Vineyard's representation, that is another version.
Here's the thing, right? You mean institution owned and controlled by people who share skin complexion with Ralph Lauren. Always seeing the white man as the villain. Always needing someone as the villain. Here's the thing where the person who is leading the campaign, okay, of Ralph Lauren is a Black man. Is head by Black man but who cares, right? Who cares? Because Ralph Lauren is a white man. It's always needing a villain, always needing an enemy.
Of the Black experience. I know a lot of people are upset about why these men are coming out and speaking out and saying this doesn't represent us. If you actually listen and peel back the layers as to why they're upset, it's actually quite sad. Because in their immediate circle, in their minds, in their version of what life is, this is not attainable. So in their heads, they're like, this is not even a real Black story because I know that none of my peoples can ever achieve that. So this is fake. This is propaganda. That just, again, reminds us that in the education system, that's what a lot of the kids in the inner cities, that's how they feel. Now you think there are other little kids, other little girls in school and boys in school that because of how they're raised and because we're...
Yes, I mean, I agree. This is a form of propaganda. But at the end of the day, pretty much any opinion, when it comes to pushing out a thought, right? Pushing out a thought out in the ether where other people will view it, will consume it, it is essentially propaganda. Well, at the end of the day, you if you're going to get propaganda, you might as well get propaganda that helps to uplift, helps to promote people.
Where they're raised, Black success stories.
No, I'm saying that you talking about complexion, right? You talking about skin tone. Why is that even an issue? Why is that? It's always, you're always finding someone, right? Always having to find someone that's the villain, that's the enemy in your story. That is what I'm talking about.
Going to Martha's Vineyard, that's just not even an option. And so in their head, they're like, yeah, that's not real.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't, what is it? I don't call myself a Bible thumper. I'm not a religious person.
This is make-believe. Polo's just trying to sell stuff. Nobody lives like this. Nobody that looks like me lives like this. It's disappointing. And this is why we need to really try to push and show young Black kids that this is real. This is really the story of Black people. There are a bunch of Black people every year like clockwork. They go to Martha's Vineyards with their family, rent out a house. Black people are successful. Black people have money, and Black people are spending their money. And Black people are out there having a blast on Martha's Vineyards, okay? Black people are out there buying Polo Ralph Lauren and going to the tennis matches and going to the golf courses and flying around and having trips and spending all this money. That is Black reality. Stop selling to the story to the people on TikTok that's younger than you, thinking that, oh yeah, he right, we can never achieve that. Bull. I think this entire collab is beautiful. The models were beautiful. The story is beautiful. I want to read up more on the history of Oak Bluffs because I'm going to see myself in Martha's. They've become so accustomed to seeing Black people in one way, which
I liked what she said. I mean, that's the thing where it is good to show a different, a different image of the community.
And imagine how loud I audibly gasped when he said the only way that Black people were able to wear a Ralph Lauren is because they were stealing it. Over the past couple of days, I guess it's the time of year for us to have the annual, D9, Jack and Jill, elite Black conversation. My dad, brother, and uncle went to Morehouse. My mom and I went to Clark Atlanta, which is also, a more wider known HBC.
Here's the thing where, again, this is the thing where white people control the propaganda institutions. Social media, right, is an amazing power. Social media is an amazing power where, honestly, you control your own voice. None of the people I've shown you, a white person is puppeteering them. This is why I have my own YouTube channel. No one's puppeteering me. This is my opinion, my 100% opinion. Now, Warrior Scholar, you have the power to create your own channel. You have the power to create your own institution. You have the power to push out your voice. That's your power. You have it. I mean, Black people have had the power. They have for years now, for decades even.
I'm a Delta and I attended a private school for half of my K.
Trevor, if you believe that Asian people are your enemies, it's sad, but that is your right.
12 education. So I'm someone who is very familiar with this space of people that seem to get y'all so riled up every single year. Black people's favorite quote is, Black people are not a monolith, in which we are not. But seeing y'all so viscerally upset at the Ralph Lauren collection is I just don't understand it. And I think part of the problem is that a lot of people don't know like African American history in the way that they think they do. Because there have been affluent Black people since the 19th century. Of course, that wasn't, the reality of most of the people then.
No. I was right in referring white man as the villain. The white man as the villain. People who are white are the villain. People who are not Black are the villain. That is what I'm referring to.
Not the reality for most Black people today. But there have been well-to-do Black people living in America for over the last 100 years. It really comes down to being exposed to Black people from various socioeconomic statuses. I would go as far as to say that's one of the best things about attending at HBCU. You get to be exposed to people from different socioeconomic statuses. And I would argue that being around Black people, who have different socioeconomic classes is just as or even more as important than just having your kids around like white people because there is diversity in blackness. And I really hope I'm not sounding privileged, but
No, again, you say I'm wrong, but throughout your whole tirade, all the time you mention, okay, you keep on saying white people, right? The Ku Klux Klan, all these people, what are they? I mean, those are your enemies, right? Those are who's putting you down.
if you are familiar with Ralph Lauren, the brand, the price point, nothing in that collection is outrageously priced. There was one Spellman sweater that was about $1,000, and looking at the craftsmanship of that sweater specifically, I can see why that specific sweater cost $1,000. But everything else, it's accurately priced. Because if we're talking about paraphernalia, collegiate paraphernalia, even sports paraphernalia, that's about how much the items cost. Because if I go down to Clark Atlanta's bookstore right now, I am going to find items that are similarly priced to what was in that collection. If I go look at some authentic Atlanta Falcons paraphernalia,
this Oak Bluffs collection from Ralph Lauren just took a big old giant flashlight and shined it on the difference between black people and ninjas. And yes, it's a big difference between black people and ninjas. And exactly how that ninja mentality is a mental illness. It takes a special kind of sickness to look at these people enjoying life, enjoying their families, living off of the ocean, nice sea breezes, nice houses, nice cars, nice clothes, no litter, no trash. They're exchanging ideas between one another on how to advance themselves and their families and their businesses and their endeavors. And look at these people and say, you know what? I hate it.
Your whole tirade only proves that only a very select few can talk about it. And here's the thing where I don't believe that. I don't subscribe to that. Anyone can have an opinion. Anyone can have an opinion. Now, it is within your own right to disprove that opinion as well. But really, you didn't disprove that opinion. You just show that, you know what, because you don't read this, you don't, think like this, you have no right to in it. That I don't agree with.
I don't like it. Something wrong with that. It's elitism. It's classism. It's bougie. They uppity. It takes a special kind of illness to look at this and have that reaction. It takes a special kind of illness to look at a ghetto lifestyle.
Yes, anyone can have an opinion. That's part of freedom. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, you think that's an insult? Yes, anyone can have an opinion.
Hood lifestyle, crackheads, busted bottles, litter all over the place, violence, shooting, stabbing, drugs. And say, you know what? This is it. This is where I want to be. This right here. It can't get no better than this. This is it right here.
And this brother, right? This black man is literally saying essentially what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I want to live in the ghetto forever. And I'm not saying what this video represents is perfect. It's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. But what I am saying is that the mental illness that the ninja mentality brings with it is destruction. And I don't see destruction in these pictures. I don't see people not having things and not letting other people have things either. That's what the root of this ninja mentality is destruction. It's like that old song, self-destruction. If you got a nice house, they try to destroy it. If you got a nice car, they try to destroy it. If you try, have a nice business, they try to destroy it. You got a positive self-image of yourself, they try to destroy it. You try to do something outside of the box that they're not doing, they try to destroy it. Whether it be physically or whether it be through criticism. They try to destroy it. And that is the root of the ninja mentality, is destruction. And I don't see that in this video and what these people represent, this lifestyle that they represent. Because ultimately, what growth and advancement means to me is peace and a level of peace of mind that you can't get from the hood. It's about being able to sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee and not having to hear the hood. You know how the hood sounds.
Yeah, well, your opinion is pretty much the same level as mine. I mean, it's not like I value your opinion that much or at all. So really, great.
You ain't got to hear that. You know, you can leave out of your house and not feel tense about who's going to try to break into your house while you gone. Or your mama getting hurt out while she trying to do her groceries.
Biggs, I agree. I mean, the black community do not want a public image of that. But here's the thing where they're not fighting against it, right? That's the thing where they're not fighting against it. And this is what I'm showing tonight, where exactly the Ralph Lauren ad campaign is a great counter. It's great counter programming, a great way to fight, right? Fight the, the toxic imaging that is currently, within the community.
Grocery shopping. That's what advancement and growth really looks like. It's a level of peace that you can't really get in the hood. So to look at these people and say it's something wrong with the life that they live in is a mental illness. And it's time to do some reflection if you got a problem looking at black people living like this.
I liked what he said. I like what he said. Artie, you know what? Yeah.
Why do we always turn such a positive into a negative so quickly? I don't think that we should be upset at the fact that Polo Ralph Lauren displayed black excellence, displayed black luxury, displayed black legacy, and a very real and accurate picture of our history, because y'all used to steal Polo Ralph Lauren back in the day. I think we all can acknowledge that two truths can exist and the black experience looks different for everybody. For me personally, I love this collection. I think that they executed the vision perfectly, and it truly is a win for all of us. Not only are we able to reclaim a narrative, but I think there's power within the fact that a line like Polo Ralph Lauren is able to tell a story and tell everybody that black culture is very much American culture. I'm just not understanding why we're so upset, because it gives flowers where the flowers have been long overdue. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this level of...
And that's the thing, right? Big Bar said it. Like all the hate. I've said this, where if you have even watched my content, I am a big supporter of black people, big supporter of black men, good black men. It is sad that because of your subconscious need to be victims, the weakness, right? The weakness to struggle, to be victims, to, hate on the world around you. It's honestly just disappointing. Right? You only see the negative in the things I said, when honestly, the things I said wasn't really negative, but it's sad.
Intentionality shows respect and gives space for real black stories to be told within the media, specifically in fashion. Why are we mad?
And to that black man that said we stole that, we was stealing it. No, babes, put the weed out. This might be hard for people to realize and really understand, but I think this is great we're having this conversation. Some black people did not grow up in the struggle. You really have some black people that have had it since they was born. They had the nice house, they had the good schools, they lived in gated communities, they had the nice clothes, they just had it because their parents gave it to them. Not everybody has that getting out the mud, first generation, I'm the one that's getting my family out the hood. Not every black person has that story. There's different types of black people. We should know this at this point. So maybe where you're from, that's you and your friends and your family story, which is...
I'll say this. Everyone has, and everyone has their own struggles. The issue is that do not let those struggles shackle you. That's the thing. Do not let those struggles shackle you. Do not let those struggles constantly put you in the mindset of a victim. That does not help you self-improve. That doesn't help you, improve your culture, improve your, your lineage.
It's okay, but also realize you are not the demographic they're trying to reach. You're thinking in your mind, oh, they trying to reach me, but they not, sending it out right, on the marketing side. Da, da, da. No, they know exactly who they're trying to reach, and they're doing it perfectly. They're doing it exactly how they need to do.
When you have a victim mindset, it is weak. It's like, where's the strength? Where's the thing that, you know what? You succeeded against all else. You're not going to hold on to being a victim, right? That is the thing. That is strength, not holding on to being the one who is the victim, right? Right? The one who is always, the world is on me. Right? The world is always against me. That, it's always the world's fault, never my own. Yes, boss up.
Because they know what they need to do to reach those type of people. Those type of black people, you're not going to connect with that because that's not what you're from. And that's not what you're currently in. So to you, it doesn't seem genuine.
It's all good, Alvy. All good. Don't want to kill your buzz, right?
But that is certain people's real life experience. And stop always saying that everything.
No, I'm not really making money at all. Right? I mean, at best, I make a couple dollars, but really, this is nothing. I've said this before to my, subscribers. This is really a hobby. This is not I'm not gonna quit my job to do this.
Thing is elitism. Some things are just different than your norm in your environment and where you grew up. Okay, so it's just not elitism. It's about, I am trying to connect with a certain type of people, and I know that these people are going to buy it because this is the type of stuff they wear. This is the type of stuff that they like. You're just not the audience. Simple as that. And to that black man that said, we stole that.
Ralph Lauren just dropped a fire collection that celebrates black wealth and black excellence. And here some of y'all are being offended by it. And I think the reason why some of y'all are offended is because you can't even imagine yourself being somewhat successful. Most of y'all just live your life based off struggle, and that's all you know. And it's part of the reason why Tyler Perry still makes so much money by repeating the same struggle movies over and over again. Y'all love stuff like that, but when you see black people being portrayed in a positive light, that offends y'all, which is weird and wild to think about. Image is so important, and I swear some of y'all do not understand that. And I'm not talking about putting out an image so people can like you or people can accept you. It's about putting out a good image so that they can respect you. But yeah, I'm not surprised because these are the same people that idolize rappers and entertainers in the black community. Some of y'all have never even left your city that you grew up in. So you don't know what the world has.
What's up, Ivan? What's up, my brother? Exactly. This man, 100% speaking facts. I love what this man is saying. And this is essentially what I'm talking about.
To offer. The only thing you know is the same shit that you see every single day.
It's kind of called business. I mean, you buy it, people sell it. Please learn how business works.
So much more to life beyond the
I'm glad, Ivan, I'm glad, my brother.
Color of your skin. Ralph Lauren just dropped a fire collection that celebrates black wealth and black excellence. And here some of y'all are being offended by it. And I think the reason why some of y'all are
I love what this man said, okay? I love what this man has said. I mean, this man is speaking exactly what I'm thinking.
Offended is because you can't even imagine yourself being somewhat successful. Most of y'all just live your life based off struggle, and that's all you know. And it's part of the reason why Tyler Perry still makes so much money by repeating the same struggle movies over and over again. Y'all love stuff like that, but when you see black people being portrayed in a positive light, that offends y'all, which is weird and wild to think about. Image is so important, and I swear some of y'all do not understand that. And I'm not talking about putting out an image so people can like you or people can accept you. It's about putting out a good image so that they can respect you. But yeah, I'm not surprised.
I love that, right? I love that. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. Right? That's exactly what I've been talking about this whole stream. That right there is the amazingness. And here's the thing where Biggs, you said, why are you not talking about your own race? Here's the thing. My own race, we're not worried about that. We're not hurting with our public image. We are not blaming, like, you see it every day. You see it every day, every week. The racism talk, the victimhood talk, you hear it every day, every week, every month. The struggles you hear from the Black community, you hear it every day. And when like I said, I've said this before, where I live in the Black community. Most of my friends are Black. I've dated mostly Black women. And then you think that, is it racism that's the problem? Or it's the mindset? It's so many other, right? So many other issues. So that's where I go about. Now, here's the thing. The amazingness of the internet. You don't have to watch. You don't have to watch. So you can create your own content and do your own shit. And you don't need to listen to anyone you don't like. Now, it's up to you if you want to listen or not.
Prize, because
Is it really Black elitism, or is it a subset of Black wealth that you're not a part of? Because I'm finding a lot of you are coming on here calling it Black elitism, but you're calling it Black elitism because you're pissed off that these Black people have not had the same struggle that maybe you have had. And I'm sorry to tell you this, because you don't seem happy about it. There are a huge group of Black people that are experiencing Black wealth and living a really great life. Oak Bluff, Inkwell, Martha's Vineyard, Jack and Jill, like, not every Black person has been scratching and digging and surviving and getting it out the mud. I would think.
Again, big bars. That's the problem. That's the problem I want to counteract. It's the victimhood. It's everything. Everything needs to be outraged. Everything. Always angry about something. Instead of, you know what? Improving. Focusing on improving yourself and your community. Focusing on improving the image of your community. Focusing on, you know what? Educating your community. Focus on trying to push a different kind of narrative for your community. But hey, I'm the one who, you want to hate. It is what it is. I don't mind the hate. I'm going to do what I think it's helpful to the community, to the Black community. I'm going to do what I think is helpful to the Black community. And exactly right. Boss up. Right? This is the thing where I say, improve yourself. And that comes along with improving your mindset. Improving your mindset. One of the worst things, right, you can do, right, when it comes to your mindset is constantly viewing it as constantly living in a victim mindset. No, I was born in Jersey.
That would make you happy. But instead, it has turned you into little.
Born in Jersey, I would not be able to go back to my homeland because I would be deported because I'm not a citizen there. Again, you don't have to be white or Black to be the citizen of the U.S. I love it. I love it when Black Americans complain about racism, but they are racist themselves. Again, it's part of the victim mindhood. It's part of the victim mindset.
Monsters. Black wealth is real. And just because you are not partaking in it doesn't make it elitism.
And that's what I want to promote, right? That's what I'm trying to push out. It is stop believing, stop holding on to the shackles of victimhood, of the shackles of struggles, the shackles that, you know what, honestly, isn't helping the community. Believing, having a goal of wealth is part of, I think, rising above, the struggles of, let's say, modern society, in my opinion.
Conversations about wealth, but specifically Black wealth, is so interesting to me. And now that everyone's talking about Jack and Jill,
No, I am first generation. I am first generation.
Martha's Vineyard and the Oak Bluffs collaboration.
You said your family fled. I mean, you know, there's legal way to immigrate to another country, correct? I didn't think I need to educate you in that way. There's legal ways to immigrate into another country.
With Ralph Lauren.
And I'm not a fan of Tyler Perry, because here's the thing. He promotes victimhood. He promotes struggle, right? He promotes the negativity, the negative image of the Black community. He promotes it.
I need to say what I gotta say. I'm someone who grew up in the suburbs in New Jersey, but most of my family is from Philadelphia, and it wasn't until I was about 25 that I started to meet other Black people in the engineering, lawyer, doctor space that all assumed that I was a part of Jack and Jill, which I never was. I think people assume that because my family was from Philly and I was an engineer, but what they didn't know is that I'm first gen, and even though I have a PhD, I was planning on leaving that industry to be an influencer, which is what I am right now. But because they assumed that
This is the thing where this is also educational to me. I didn't really realize the other side, of Black wealth. I didn't know what Jack and Jill was. So this was very educational for me.
part of the club, right? I would be invited to things that I had never even heard of, that I was never a part of, and I just kind of assimilated, like as humans do. But now I live in LA, I host Black ski trips for Black people, which are typically people who have higher incomes and discretionary income. And I also host tennis events, which is also a rich activity that people will participate in. So yet again, people assume that I'm part of this Black wealth space, which I didn't grow up in. However, it has granted me so many opportunities just from me showing up and assimilating into what is already going on. So I say all that to say that yes, there is elitism in these spaces. The whole new money versus old money conversation isn't as relevant as people would like to make it seem, because yes, Jack and Jill is notorious for generations of Black doctors, lawyers, and just people of higher incomes. Also, in my experience, whenever I have leveled up in my career, Black people have always been the ones to put me on. So opportunity is there. You just have to position yourself appropriately to have access to it. Conversations about wealth, but specifically,
my family is Vietnamese, fled because of the Vietnam War, which America taken apart. They were a part of. So they got legal citizenship, thanks to American participation. Okay. So yes, my parents are Vietnamese, and they got through it, thanks to all the war that was happening. I did.
Black wealth is so interesting to me.
And that's the thing, where big bars, exactly. The victim mindset is what's one of the things that I say is hurting the Black community. It is.
And now that everyone's talking about Jack and
I said it. I mean, I'm Vietnamese. My parents are Vietnamese. They came because of the Vietnam War. So they legally immigrated to the U.S.
Jill, Martha's Vineyard, and the Oak Bluffs collaboration with Ralph Lauren.
I didn't know about the Jack and Jill thing. I thought it was very enlightening. For me, it was educational. So I thought I wanted to learn something that, I didn't know. Right? So
let's talk about Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. The Black elite. But the real question, has it helped all of us or just a chosen few? Founded in
Again, I was born in Jersey. Why my parents came, that is up to them. I told you they were born during the Vietnam War. So this is the thing where people immigrate. I mean, again, I don't know this. What's going on with logic, right? People do immigrate to different countries. That's that's something that's not it's not far out there. So I don't understand.
1938 by Marion Turner Stubbs Thomas in Philadelphia, Jack and Jill of America began as a way for Black mothers.
Trevor, I really don't read. I don't care about religion.
To create safe, enriching spaces for their children in a deeply segregated country. This wasn't just about tea parties. It was about protection, community building, and instilling Black excellence where the world denied us everything. Members of Jack and Jill families have been influential in the civil rights movement, education, and policy.
Everybody was very enthusiastic about it. We needed something for our children.
The organization has produced judges, lawmakers, business moguls, and thought leaders, many of whom have helped fund influential progressive causes. But here's the twist.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
Jack and Jill also has a rep. It's giving bougie gatekeeping, exclusive membership, class-based vetting, prioritizing acceptable Blackness that aligns with white norms. This ain't new.
The small yet important world of the Black elite.
It's the politics of respectability dressed in pearls and pageants. Is this conservative alignment or cultural strategy?
Now it was not an elitist group. You could be of the elite and not be an elitist.
Some chapters and members align with conservative ideals, focus on the nuclear family.
We were just friends. We wanted our children to meet each other and know each other. It was more of that than anything else.
Christian values, wealth accumulation as liberation. I'm not mad at the wealth accumulation as liberation. I mean, they totally off base with that. A good Black image that plays nice with power. But is that survival strategy or assimilation? Jack and Jill still holds cultural weight today. Its alumni walk the halls of Congress, corporate boardrooms, and HBCU galas. But in a time where grassroots organizing, abolitionist politics, and radical resistance are rising, is Jack and Jill evolving with the people or distancing from them? Let's hold the tension. Yes, it's an organization with real history and resources. It's helped some Black families thrive. And also, class privilege can block progress toward Black liberation, not just bankroll it. Let me say this. Legacy without liberation is just elitism with better branding. And every Black space...
I guess. I mean, interesting to know a little bit about an organization I've never heard of. So that was interesting. Let's go.
One of my classmates from Morehouse, he and I actually happen to be in the same fraternity. His name is James Jeter. James worked for Ralph Lauren in a clothing store when he was in high school. He then interned with Ralph Lauren when he was in college. He now works as a creative director for Ralph Lauren. And he actually collaborated to make an exclusive collection of clothes for Morehouse and Spelman. You can see this collection right here. One of my...
Okay, Trevor. I mean, sure. What am I going to say? What can I say to a fool, right? What can I say to a really idiotic fool? I mean, sure.
So this is my family and I in Oak Bluffs, the same Oak Bluffs that inspired the Ralph Lauren Oak Bluffs collection. This collection isn't Black elitism, it's Black history. This collection depicts Black joy, Black leisure, and Black wealth. And that is also a part of our story. And if you have an issue with this campaign, it's probably more about you than Ralph Lauren because you're so used to seeing Black people's experience being depicted by struggle.
I thought it was interesting, right? I thought it was interesting. What do you guys think? I mean, you probably don't like it. But again, I mean, I said what I said. Again, I go back at where my point of tonight's stream is honestly to go back what I said, right? What I said in the beginning. The Black community does not care about their public image. They don't care about how their public image is portrayed to the masses, right? They don't, right? They don't care how the public image of the masses is honestly shown, victim mindset, struggle, criminality, just all the negativity. And why I bring that up, to counter it with this that just recently happened, right? The Ralph Lauren ad campaign, okay? The clothing brand, all the what is happening is, I believe it's amazing because it's counteracting that kind of existing public image. And I don't see enough of it. I don't see enough or as many counteracts or countering counterpoints or whatever to that kind of mindset, to that kind of propaganda. Now, yes, this is essentially propaganda in itself, but again, I believe this propaganda is pushing, in my view, greatness, in my view, class, wealth, respect, where it's pushing a different kind of narrative. And I believe it's needed, right? Because there's not enough of that. We have so much, we have so many black people seeing the regular, everyday image, and they see always, white man as the villain, always the victim, always struggling, always having to rebel, always having to, fight. And that's not the only image, and that's not always the best image as well. So that's why I made tonight's video, to maybe have a different kind of point of view, to maybe counteract it, okay? And why I want to promote something that, honestly does kind of counteract what I believe as the general monolithic public image of the black community. So, you may view me as someone you hate or whatever, as someone you think as racism or whatever, but in my personal view, that's not where my heart is. That's not where I'm going about it. I care for everyone. I care particularly for good people. I care for good men. And in particular with that, I care for good black men. So, that's how I go about it. I mean, whether you like my views or not, that is your right. Okay. You have, you don't have to watch, you don't have to care, you don't have to listen. So, it is what it is. All right. So what I wanted to say, right, before I head out, you have disagreements with me, you have gripes, or you want whatever. Wednesday's live, right? Big bars. Are you still in here? All right. Wednesday's live. I want to say it will be a panel. I will have a link. I will have a link if you want to argue with me, if you want to disagree with me, or if you want to react to some clips with me. Wednesday is your show. All right, big bars. I will have a link in the, on the main channel, right? On my Devil's Advocate channel, because I have to do it on StreamYard. So since I have to do it on StreamYard, I don't pay for it because, this is only a hobby. So I will only be streaming it on my main channel. Devil's Advocate. The link is on, the link is in the description or my homepage or whatever. The link will be in the live stream on Devil's Advocate. If you disagree with me, if you want to react to some videos with me, Wednesday, right? This Wednesday, that is the show. All right. So I'm telling you guys beforehand, you want to disagree with me on something? Go for it. I'm down. I don't claim to be like some kind of scholar or some kind of like ultra smart guy. It will be probably around 8:30, right? It'll probably be around 8:30. So if you want, I'll probably have a couple of clips up, right? So we can react to it together, or we can just talk, we can shoot the shit, right? So if you want to join the live, be on a panel, we can watch some stuff together. Again, I don't know how this will go because I've never done this, right? So, I will try to think up some rules or some ways to do it because I don't want it chaotic. I don't want it crazy. Okay. I'm not in it to, I mean, people can disagree with me, but honestly, if you're going to like start calling me names and start, really insulting me, I don't need that. I mean, you could do it in the comment section because I don't give a shit. But if you're going to join a live and then start insulting me, I don't need that, right? It doesn't make for fun content for me. I don't need that. So I'm going to think of some stuff. It's going to be a little bit, maybe, again, I've never done it. I've never done a panel thing, right? I never invited online guesses. So it's going to be something new for me. But yeah, if you want to join one, it will be Wednesday, all right? I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm going to send a link, okay? I'm going to send a link, put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link in the either the description or the chat. Click on it, and we'll see. No, you don't have to have a cam, right? Since I'm still getting to, getting the hang of it, you don't have to have a cam, right? You don't need no cam or anything. So it's all good, But yeah, right? If you want to join a panel, Wednesday will be it. Wednesday will be one. I'll probably do a panel maybe every once a month or so, because once or maybe one time or 2 times a month, okay? Because like I said, if I want to do this, I have to, pay StreamYard, and I don't want to do that, so I might as well just do their free service. This is only a hobby, right? So, like I said, Wednesday, if you want to join, I'll put a link in either in the chat or in the description, and that's what you will join in, okay? So, yeah, hopefully if there's anyone who has disagreements with me, join. If you want to react to some videos with me, I'm down with that too, okay? So, let's do that. Later, guys. Later, brothers, all right? Love you guys. You know what? This is okay. You know what? I'll play along with this. So Briggs said, I don't know if you guys see it. Briggs said, out of all race group, you chose Black American because you're trying to gain a white card in America. I don't need to gain any fucking card, right? I'm doing well financially. A white card does what for me? I honestly don't even know